Jessie Woo, VBS. I just turn the water on. Big old flex. She never saw before. He's chasing me like waterfall.
What's up, guys? It's your sister, Jessie Woo. Welcome back to another episode of Just a Couple Things, yeah. Your favorite new podcast. Make sure that you are subscribed. Ooh, Lord, I'm doing a lot of singing, ain't I? Subscribe. Make sure that you're subscribed to Just a Couple Things on every platform that streams podcasts. And also make sure that you are subscribed here on my YouTube channel so that you can see the visuals.
Chasing me like waterfall. Jessie Woo.
Gunshot wound to the face, da-da-da. They left me on the gurney in the emergency room laying there. As God is my witness, I see a nurse, I call her over. She comes over to me. She said, "What happened, Mommy? What happened?" I said, "Can you please give me a phone, please?" She goes and gets the old school cordless phone. My fingers, as much as my body was alive and willing and my mind was conscious, my fingers were weak. I couldn't dial. I said, "Can you dial this number for me?" The only number I could remember was my sister Chantel, whose house I just left. So she dials the number, she gives me the phone, she walks away. I said, "Tell." I hear my sister say, "Whose number is this?" She's like, "What are you calling me to tell me about the club for? Call me tomorrow." I said, "Tell." And when she heard me say that, she's like, "Nanny, what happened? What happened?" And that is when I started crying.
Oh.
Because my family knew where I was.
Yeah.
And so if nobody was going to see me again, they heard me. I got to talk to somebody myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so she started screaming, "What happened? What happened?" And I could hear my brother-in-law Dale in the background going, "What happened to Eb?" And my sister was so frantic, it's like she couldn't collect herself. And I said, "Call Mommy. I got shot in the face." And she was screaming like, "No." I was like, "Please call Mommy, call Mommy. They're going to let me die." And my brother was like, "Eb, what happened?" I said, "I got shot in the face." And I told him everything. The nurse walks over to me because she hears me bawling and screaming and crying. I was like, "Hurry, please. They're going to let me die." She walks over and I can see the TV in the background. And then she's looking at the TV. She comes to me and she said, "Oh, Mommy, that's what you was talking about. That's you they talking about. You saw JLO?"
What does that mean?
What did she have on? Listen to me. I worship and exalt God too much. I would never waste the minutes and the seconds that he gave me to live with nonsense. This woman said, "You saw JLO? What she had on?" As I'm laying on the table, bleeding out.
That's what this lady thought to ask you?
As there's a God in heaven, that's what she said to me. I said, "Tell, they're gonna kill me, hurry up."
Oh my God.
My mother, shout out to Gloria, everybody that knows my mother knows the powerhouse that my mother is.
This is ridiculous.
Now you understand why I won't stop talking.
Yeah.
My mother had to come from Jersey. She literally, in the time it took for her my sister to tell her to get herself together, her and my little sister come from Jersey. She was at the hospital. She arranged for this big medevac trauma ambulance to take me from St. Clair's and rush me to St. Vincent's. As they were bringing me in, my mother was in the corridor. She said, "That's my daughter." She came over to me. My little sister was behind my mother's shoulder, looking down at me, crying inconsolably. My sister Danny, inconsolably. My mother, her face was just, I could see the care and concern, but it was stern because my mother's a powerhouse like that. And I saw her and I was just like, "I'm sorry, Mommy. Tell my kids I love them.
Oh my gosh.
Take care of my kids." My mother looked out at me and said, "No, you go in there and you have your surgery and you get better. You come out here, you raise your own kids. I ain't telling them nothing. I'm grandma. I bake cookies. You raise your own kids. You get in there and you come out and you survive."
Oh my God.
I looked at her like, "Yes, Mommy." I was too afraid to not fight.
Oh my God.
I didn't feel a fight. I wasn't letting go. I just didn't feel like I had a choice.
You
I
felt
didn't
yourself
think
slipping.
I had a choice. I was slipping. And I just was like, I had come to terms with whatever was happening. I didn't want it to happen, but I had just...
The woman that asked you that, was she black?
She was down with Jenny from the block. She was Latino. Mommy, what you saw JLO, what she had on?
Now see,
I promised to God. Where you at, nurse? You still out here? Come to the front of the room. We need to have a talk with you too.
Immediately.
I was so disgusted with that woman for
Yeah,
such a long
that is
time.
ridiculous.
I was so disgusted.
The most traumatic event, the most traumatic moment of your life, and somebody's asking you,
What JLO had on?
what was she wearing? Your face full of blood. What was JLo wearing?
This thing is a comedy of errors. This is why I cannot let it go.
Do you see yourself revisiting your settlement with Shyne? Like if you were to reach out,
it was adjudicated. He owes me the money.
Okay.
It is interest in everything, which is in the standing, and he owes me money. He is in violation of the Son of Sam law. There was a serial killer in New York in the 70s called David Berkowitz. They nicknamed him the Son of Sam because he said a dog, his neighbor's dog, was telling him, dog named Sam was telling him to unalive people. And he walked all around New York and unalived a bunch of people.
what?
David Berkowitz, look it up, the Son of Sam. And then he tried to sell his story, and so they created a law called the Son of Sam law that says you cannot profit from your crimes. Shyne, Moses, Michael, Levy, Jamal, Barrow, you're in violation of the law, and I want my Skrilla. Run me my cash. Don't think we left you off the hook, JLo. Come out the line, come forward. Look at her net worth in 1999 and look at it now. You built your career and all of your accomplishments off the back of your lies and what you did to me. And if Pookie and Man had to sit in jail because they was in a car with a gun that they had nothing to do with, you had something to do with it. You brought that in. You are culpable. You are subject to a crime. And if nothing left, you are subject to my civil lawsuit, which I am filing soon. So to save yourself the headache, I can't tell you what to do. I want nobody to try to say I'm extorting them. But baby, you gonna pay. Or you could do it one of a couple of ways. You could voluntarily write that check and send me my Skrilla, or I will see you in court. But you best believe you gonna give me my recompense. I keep telling y'all, for every tear me, my child, my children, my family, my mother, my everybody had to cry, I want $1 million in exchange for every one I shed.
And period.
So get it together. Get yourself together. Jamal Shyne Barrow, violation of the Son of Sam law in New York. You cannot profit from your crimes. You owe me money from an adjudicated case from 2011. Pay me my money. Where my money there? Where my money there?
And period.
And whatever else on top that you owe me for this harassment. And the sin of all sinners, under the jail for you.
Under the jail.
May you have a lifetime of people fighting to make your bed. You made this whole bed. You made this bed. Baby, when I tell you hospital corners for that, tuck you in tight and sleep in your bed where you make. Rest in peace.
Salopui. Salopui sal. Let me add a little bit more to that JLo thing. And JLo, you know you owe black women's reparations because she built, when you said she built her career off of your back, she also built her career off of the backs of black women like Ashanti.
And Natasha Ramos, listen.
Okay.
Shout out to Natasha Ramos and all the other women. I forgot their names, but trust me, you're not forgetting.
There's so many of them. You know she was getting her Ursula on.
We'll have Jessie pull them up.
Yeah.
You have filed copyright documentation. Federal copyright, the copyright organization, the Copyright Office is a federal agency. You fraudulently signed copyright documentation for songs for which you were not the vocalist. You've been collecting royalties for years.
Off of people.
Fraudulently.
Yeah.
Off of black and other melanated women. Built your whole career. We know what you sound like. It's out there. Yeah, Saturday Night Live, when you were singing, oh, excuse me, that was so bad.
Oh my
See,
God.
the beauty of the internet is a blessing and it's cursed.
It is.
But what it does is it memorializes things in real time, in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
You can't run from it.
You
darling.
can't run.
You cannot run.
Ubaka kui.
So make sure you get it together. You, your handlers. See, y'all could go through the internet and wipe all the content creators that's talking about, but you ain't got nothing for me. The stuff that will take me down ain't been created yet, boo.
How you doing?
It ain't been created. The particles and the neutrons and the elements, they cannot congeal. They cannot congeal to form anything that works against God's chosen one. Try make a way. I'm going to talk to your people them and send me my money because I want it. Me want it.
Where my money there?
Where it there?
Where it there?
You literally look at her net worth in 1999 and look at it now. And I don't just want my money. I want Natasha Ramos to get her money. I want Ashanti to get hers. I want everybody to get theirs because you thought you was going to, market off of the culture, like you said in your movie, when I was running up and down the street. Child, you went to a special high-priced Catholic school. You wasn't up on no block. You could have went around. You could have went and stayed in, oh, my daughter calling. You could have stayed up there in Beverly Hills where you was eating your pate and drinking your Delulu. But no, you wasn't happy. You wanted to come back to the block. My order from the bodega is a chopped cheese that didn't exist.
And an orange drink.
Baby. If you know, chopped cheese ain't exist back then. Nobody called no chopped cheese. Nobody. So you was fake for that. You did it to yourself. You are the architect of your own undoing. You, because you won't live in sincerity and honesty, you will have to make recompense to me. And if uno no like it, come and drag me in a court and sue me so I can bring discovery in with all those fraudulent copyright forms that you signed your name to for which you did not, someone else's intellectual property. Let's lay this pattern of abuse and fraud out. Like when you went to the grand jury and lied. It's a crime to lie to the feds. It's a crime to lie to law enforcement. A crime. So bring me in now. Come back, we talk.
Listen, I just got my life. I feel like you my soul sister.
I am.
Sister!
That's right, honey. That's right.
Jessie Woo.
Pioneer.